Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Devin, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit heavier than I usually discuss, although I've definitely taken it here before. Today we're going to be talking about why it is okay for you to go no contact. I understand that a lot of folks who watch my channel are trans or non-binary or, on some sort of spectrum. With that often comes parents who simply can't understand, don't make an effort to understand, or are actively trying to stifle who you are as a human being. If you are interested in working with me on one-on-one coaching, a custom meal plan, or a custom training plan, I'll definitely be including the link for my website down below, or you can also just email me with any questions. It'll pop up over here. Now, let's get into the video. As corny as it is, I don't feel like, oh yeah, I'm so gratified in my manhood when you tell me that I've always been a man. Yeah, awesome. I don't really hate the fact that I went through female puberty. It allowed me to kind of understand that side of life more. I feel like I have more empathy for women. I feel like I have a better understanding of who I am as a person because I did go through that. It was awkward. I feel like I missed out on a lot of my life. I feel like if I had been born cis, things would be probably, I don't regret that I was born trans. There are certain aspects of it that I think would this be different. And I think that's where when you have a parent or parents who treat you like you're doing something to them by being who you genuinely are, I think that's when those questions of why am I trans? Am I truly trans? I wish I was born this way come across, right? A big reason of why I felt like I wish I wasn't trans or I wish that I had been born cis was because maybe if I was born a guy, my dad would love me. Maybe if I didn't have to take all these extra steps to become who I truly am, I wouldn't have to fight so hard for love or for validation. The fact of the matter is, my dad has several children and he's a shitty father to all of them. And I say that for you all who may have other siblings and maybe you're getting treated like shit by your parent, right? Do me a favor and look at how your parent treats your siblings. Look at how your parent treats their other children and tell me if you're the only person who gets treated like shit. These parents who are honestly at the end of the day just people who had kids because that's something that their body allowed them to do are just people who perhaps have not worked through shit themselves, right? It's not the issue with you being trans oftentimes, right? I know for instance, my brother had issues with my dad. Other people had issues with my dad and they're crazy. It's always everybody but them. And a common thread that I see with people who have, transphobic parents or parents who I'll love you, you can be in my life, but I just can't acknowledge who you are as a person. It's narcissistic. And I don't say that word lightly. These people often think, well, I made you, I created you, so you serve at my pleasure. You do what I want you to do. You exist within the confines that I want you to exist within. If I have kids, I created my kids so that they can be a member of society that is giving love to the universe, not someone who I'm gonna treat like shit because, well, that's how the world's gonna treat you. Everybody's gonna treat you like you're a disgusting weirdo, so I just gotta get a jump on them so you know what to expect. That's not how you should treat your kid. My father treated me like he was a gift to the world. I should be grateful that I'm not getting, all this crazy type of abusive stuff that he probably endured, right? Where's the bar? This is the question that I have to ask for these types of parents. Like, where's the bar that we're setting that you expect me to be happy with whatever you've given me? I think the bar for a lot of these parents lies in the basement. It's you're not starving, you have clothes on your back, what's your problem? Now, when we reach the no contact piece, how did I get there? My dad's way of kicking me out was saying, if you choose to do this to yourself, aka if you choose to transition, you have to get out. So his essentially ultimatum was, if you choose to be yourself, you have to get out. So I could have continued to literally die. I was literally gray. I was literally fading as a human being. And I can guarantee you guys with every fiber of my being, if I continued to stay in my dad's house, I would not be here. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too deep into that, but my dad would send me messages like, I love you, you'll always be my little girl. I just don't understand why you're doing this to yourself. Whenever you come out of what you're doing, it's fine. My dad accused me of being, trigger warning, SA. My dad accused me, he said, did anybody R-word me when I was growing up? Did anybody touch me? Did anything happen to me? Why am I like this? And just honestly a bunch of weird stuff, right? And I think the truly insidious part of this whole thing is he would tell me that I'm doing something to him and he loves me and he's trying to help me. I never received nearly as much hate, nearly as much violence from anybody else in the world than I did from my dad. Full stop. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And had he given me the tools the confidence, the self-esteem that I needed him to give me. A lot of the things that I faced from society, interfacing as a trans person, I would have been able to stand up for myself more. But I wasn't able to speak the way I wanted to speak, because when people would say things towards me in a certain way, I would just kind of be quiet about it, because I was used to being quiet when I was, getting abused. And I would be quiet about it when it happened in public as well. And had he not done what he did to me, I would have been able to stand up for myself. So I don't believe in that. I don't believe in berating your child until they tell you what you want to know, or until you break them. So I say all that to say, going no contact with my dad was literally the best thing I ever did in my entire life. And I'll have people tell me like, oh, he's gonna die one day, how's that gonna feel, things like that. He's your father, he's your blood. Anybody who really knows what went on with me and him, anybody close to me, they're like, we're surprised it took you so long. How many times does someone have to show you who they are before you believe them? When he does pass, because as long as we're breathing, we have the ability to change. Yeah, there's no big feelings there. There were big feelings there. There's none. I just feel bad for him to have a kid and not be in their lives over BS. Something as little as, I don't like how you're presenting yourself. I'm literally still the same person. I'm literally more than the same person. I'm actually an actualized human being who is alive, and I exist, and I want to be here. I'm more than a shell of a person that I was when I was living under his roof. And the fact that he doesn't get to see that, it's not to be corny, this is not a Hallmark movie. That is, within every respect of the world, that is his loss. Because it's like, damn, what was the point? You did that work of changing my diapers barely, but you did the work of raising me, like I said, barely for what? Just to not see me become a person that you claim you wanted to see, right? Like, these parents claim they want to see their kids go on to be great. I want you to be happy. I want you to be loved. I want you to experience the world, but only within whatever that means to me. That kind of sucks, bro. If you do need to cut that cord with your parents, right? Parents, aunt, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, sister, brother, anybody, understand that it's going to be hard to take that first step. And it's going to be hard when these memories come up. It's going to be hard when these anniversaries come up, with, Christmas comes up, but it won't always be hard. You'll find people that'll gravitate towards you, because whoever's in charge here, the universe, God, whoever you believe in, it kind of pushes things in your direction for you to understand that you are loved, as corny as that sounds, right? But you have to be able to get that vile filth out of your life, that negative emotions out of your life, to allow this open space for you to interface with the world as a happy person, in order for those people to be invited into your life, right? It's really true. And I know that sounds woo, but it's really, really true. So don't be afraid. Life is too short to be letting people text you crazy paragraphs, or to be letting people talk at you any type of way, or you have to bite your tongue at Thanksgiving and all this crazy shit. People are having Thanksgivings in other places, and you're invited to them, okay? All those had nothing to do with fitness or anything like that. If you are looking for an amazing pre-workout, amazing protein powder that's not going to mess up your tummy, if you use my code Devin at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first order, okay? Like I always say, Devin loves you, Devin's a Don, and Devin is out of here, boy.